hats off. And we were there for about an hour and 15 minutes, and you chatted about the songs, which really helped. Do you like doing that? Just chatting about the songs. It sort of makes people understand the songs a bit more and sort of get into it. And
I really enjoy like writing around type thing, where you can sit down and just talk about how your songs came about. Gives you a rapport with the audience too, you know, and they get to know a little bit more about yourself and where you're coming from. And the songs that I write pretty much happen to me, or you know, someone that I know, or and they hit home with not just me, with lots of other folks as well, you know. And they say, "Oh, I relate to that," you know. One thing in particular that comes to mind was I was down in Canberra at Rose Cottage playing down there one day, and I played a song called "Thank You," and it was and that's a song about believing in your own ability, you know, through your folks and that sort of thing, and not things or rubbish that people talk about you, you know. And being released from jail, and this lady came up to me, she said, "I've got to buy everything you got because you just played my whole life," you know, and because her kids were in jail and all of that, and I was like, wow, you know, okay, so the people do relate to stuff that I write. So.
And it's amazing, you never know who's going to relate to what song for whatever reason. And it's funny, one of the things that you were telling a story about, I think you were sitting at home with your girlfriend on the couch, and I think was it Wolf Creek?
Yeah. We watched all the Saw movies and Wolf Creek in like a couple of days, and then I had an experience that just topped that whole thing off. So I wrote that song there called "Scream" out of that. So it was. It's just funny how you can sort of put things together. You know, that watching those movies just set up that experience, and the person that I met in that situation, his name was Ivan. So it was the perfect name. It could have been any other name, and it probably wouldn't have happened. The song, you know, but because of that name, it was just it was the right. It just set it all off.
But I suppose that's the great thing about songwriting. You never know when a song or something that could inspire the song is going to come along. It could be like bang, and all of a sudden there's an idea you got to write down, or the song could. What's the quickest time you've ever written a song?
Probably about 5 minutes.
Just pour it out.
Yeah. 10 minutes. There's I can't say the name of the song, but track 6 on Dodging Bullets album. I just woke up in the morning and just spat it out, and it pretty much stayed as it is. And the only thing that got changed was the name. Bill Chambers named that when we recorded it, so it was totally different than what I would have called it, but it worked out well. It draws a lot of attention to people say, "Can you play that song?" So sure,
we can't mention it on radio because we'd be all fired. I suppose, but that's the great thing with songwriting. It's something that if you're a musician, you really love to do. You never know when that song or any type of song is going to come, and that one song could be the biggest hit you ever had, or could be the quickest written, or the one that may take you 6 months to write, and it's the one that everybody wants to hear. You just never know.
Yeah. The ones, the songs that take the longest, they're more of a challenge to write, and it's such a relief to finish them. Of course, it can be quite frustrating to, you know, sit down and nut it out, and you think that's not quite right. Not for you, how it sits internally in yourself, you know.
You might want to leave it alone, come back to it later on.
Yeah, and I tend to do that a little bit, or I'll use the same thing, and like I wrote one song where I just totally changed the whole song. I took one line out of that song and wrote another song out of that, you know, and just chucked the other one in the garbage bin. So that's just how it works sometimes.
Our special guest is Rod Dowsett. We've also got Pete, who's in the band. We'll be talking about, and we're playing a song after this on Tuesday. A very special guest in the studio this afternoon is Rod Dowsett, and also Pete. Now, we've been talking about songwriting and songs. You're going to get to do what you do best, which is play. So I specifically asked you to do Scream because that was the one that I got a bit of a chuckle out of that. I know there are songs over the years that people have written after seeing a movie. Screaming Jets was about Apocalypse Now, and Wait Like Yarn was about Francis Tennis Woman. But sometimes when you hear a song, what I think it might be about could be something completely different to what you've actually written it about. And it's not until you hear the artist say, well, this is what the song was about and what inspired it. Yeah. So we've talked about the song. Would you please do me the honour of playing one of my favourite songs you do? The song's called Scream. So guys, whenever you're ready.
Sure, no worries. Thanks for asking for it. We might play it for Axiom Entertainment, eh? Everyone else as well. Yeah, okay. Goes like this. Takes off her glasses and the engine started in that old car stove. Raining all day, the fuel cap's broken. Water in the petrol and it's leaking oil. So lo and behold, well, you know what happened. Well, down the road came two headlight beams. Smile on his face, he was close to shaven. Heads playing out the final scene. Body on the ground, total mutilation. In front of the telly, read the TV news. Waiting on the news, anticipation. Reporter talking about another blood-soaked field. Changing the channel for the late night news. Well, there's a young girl giving him her point of view. Talking to a cop at the local station, asking what everyone should do. You ain't never give a lift to a total stranger. You don't know just what they need. Out there all alone, total isolation, no one to hear scream. And he pulled up the side of his hair, a problem. Well, I ran out of petrol and I broke my heel. It's half an hour to the closest station. If you don't mind, can you drive me there? He was kind of nervous when she took beside him, and he took off slowly through that old cornfield. Perspiration running down his forehead, the hands were trembling on the steering wheel. She pushed out beside him and their arms were touching, and the last cigarette was still on her breath. His foot slipped trying to push the clutch in as she crossed the legs that probably raised the dress. She pushed out beside him, their arms were touching, and the last cigarette was still on her breath. His foot slipped trying to push the clutch in as she crossed the legs that probably raised the dress. So you never give a lift to a total stranger. You don't know just what they need. Out there all alone, total isolation, no one to hear. Oh, scream. And then she pulled that 6-gun out of her handbag. She shot him down and he hit the dirt. Laying on the road, their eyes made contact, and he reached up and he grabbed her skirt. She's kicking and screaming and ranting and raving, swearing at this man that was close to shaving. He didn't need that kind of aggravation. She loaded the gun, she blew a hole in his shirt. You ain't never give a lift to a total stranger. You don't know just what they need. Out there all alone, total isolation, no one to hear you when you scream. Body on the ground, total mutilation. In front of the telly with the TV beam. Waiting on the news, anticipation. Reporter talking about another blood-soaked field. Never give a lift to a total stranger. You don't know just what they need. Out there all alone, total isolation, no one to hear. Scream.
Thanks very much. That's a great song. Now, we're talking there about recording stuff, and you recorded a place, is it Dairyville?
Dairyville, yeah.
We should point out that Rod is from a really nice part of the world, which is Coffs Harbour.
Beautiful.
Beautiful beaches.